Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to the Drop the Mic Show. We are here having some fun and we're gonna start dropping some mics in a few minutes. But before we get all started and kicked off, I'll wait for you guys to show up. We got a lot of questions. This morning I asked because we didn't have that many questions, and I asked, and then we got too many questions. We had tons, so thank you for all of those. So we had these guys pick the top 10 best, most exciting, most interesting, most universal questions, and that's what we're gonna be talking about today on the Drop the Mic Show. So I'm excited for this, you guys. And we got people coming in. So where are you guys all calling in from? Message down below so I can see some of these things where you guys are coming in from. It's kind of fun. We got someone coming in from India. I wonder what time it is in India right now. We got people coming in from all over the place. Phoenix, Arizona. I'm doing amazing today. Thank you for asking. I got the drop mic. What could be better? We got people calling from Ukraine. Anyone calling in from America? It's funny, our inner circle now is like 2/3 Australian for the most, well, not all the way, but probably half of them are from overseas, which is kind of really exciting. Florida, Orlando, Indiana, Philippines, Oklahoma, Lebanon. We got an international audience, which is exciting. So thank you guys. Appreciate being on. And this party's about to get bigger. Dave's been working on a secret project. He thinks he's going to have 500,000 followers on Instagram. It's true?
Yes, this is true. 500,000 followers for Russell.
By when? Give me
someday, hopefully, maybe.
When's it happening?
It has to happen before September 15th.
All right. That's a tall order. If that happens, I'm dropping 2 mics because that's insane. So right now we're at 20,000. So we're 10xing times 2.5ing.
Yeah, yes.
I'm not that good at math, so there we go. All right, so to kick off the Drop the Mic Show, we're going to show you guys the intro. So if you missed the past episodes, if you go to Drop the Mic Show, why is it showing that? Anyway, if you go to dropthemicshow.com, you can come here. We got the past episodes. But before we get started, I want to show you guys the intro video so you know how this game is played, and then we're going to jump into the 10 questions for today. Here we go. My name is Russell Brunson, and I'm on a journey to help entrepreneurs get unstuck so that they can get back to changing the world. In the past 10 years, I built a following of over 1 million entrepreneurs like you, sold hundreds of thousands of copies of my books, popularized the concept of sales funnels, and co-founded a software company called ClickFunnels that helps tens of thousands of entrepreneurs to quickly get their message out to the marketplace. If you've got questions, I've got answers. Here's how it works. Step number 1, go to Instagram and create a video asking me your #1 question. Step number 2, tag me at @RussellBrunson so that I can see your question. Step number 3, use hashtag AskRussellAnything so my team is notified. And then each week I'll pick the top 10 questions and answer them on Instagram live. After each question, I'll drop the mic. But for the best question each week, we'll ship you out your own drop mic. Now make sure you follow me on Instagram to see if I answer your questions live. Ask me your questions so that you can get unstuck and get back to changing the world. Yeah! All right, so that's the Drop the Mic Show, and thank you guys for your questions this week. We're gonna have some fun. So we got 10. By the way, so you guys know, we're starting to wear all the same clothes. So if you notice, I've got the same shirt on as all of these guys here, which is kind of creepy. But Fridays is our Confusion Soft Fridays, and Thursdays are It's a Cult Thursday? Way of Life Thursday. So if you haven't seen these yet, those who are at Fun Hacking Live got these shirts. So if you weren't at Fun Hacking Live, you missed out.
You're not all in.
So it's a cult. No, wait, it's a way of life. All right. That guy over there didn't wear.
Don't tell me about Cult Thursdays. It's Cult Thursday?
Yes, culture Thursdays. Culture. All right. Okay, let's jump into this party. So, all right. Who we got first? What's?
Linda? Yes.
Is Linda's first?
This is actually a cool question.
Wait. Linda's gonna tell us the question, right?
Yes. Let's watch it.
All right. So here's Linda's question.
Hi, Russell, this is Linda from Sydney, Australia. I'm a naturopath that specialises in constipation. So yes, I help to unlock the intestinal blocks of society. And I do this through my constipation online program, as well as my natural tea, which isn't a laxative, doesn't cause dependency, and tastes amazing, and loads of people are getting great relief from it so far. So my question to you is, how do I make this more scalable online? You see, the problem with working with constipated folk is that they're often embarrassed and ashamed to talk about it. So to get people to share the love and to spread the news about what I do is not easy. So I would love your help, because I would love to help so many more people, banked up people, get human pipes working better. So I would love to hear your thoughts.
All right, so that's Linda, right?
Yes.
Okay, Linda, so first off, that's awesome. I love it. And you may be surprised, but I actually have a lot of experience in this realm. One of our Inner Circle members is a specialist in this, so that's kind of fun. And then I had a chance to recently work with the Harmon brothers, who happened to do the Poopery ad and also the Squatty Potty ad. And they kind of have the same thing. Like, people don't like to talk about poop, right? And so it's kind of a scary thing. And so if you notice, if you go to harmonbrothers.com, first off, they're amazing. Watch all their videos, especially the one they're launching in like a month and a half from now, because it might be ours. But go and watch their stuff, because for them to get people to share poop, it had to be like a funny, exciting, interesting thing, right? And sometimes we try to be too stuffy with our messages, and because of that, it's not shareable. Now we had, those of you guys who were in the Fill Your Funnel training, we had Adam Lyons out here, who is, he does a lot of stuff actually, but what he was here for with us is he was basically teaching us how to make viral videos. And I kind of asked him a similar question. I'm like, my videos, people watch them, they weren't getting shared. I'm like, why not? And he said, you have to think about the psychology of people that are sharing stuff, right? And for me, it's, my problem is similar to yours, a little different, but similar. Like the answer is the same for both mine and for yours. So. With mine, it said like, someone watches your video, is like, they don't want to share it because like building a business is their thing, and sharing it, and then their friends are gonna do it, and it's not as cool to them. Like, they want to do it, they want to keep that to themselves, so they don't share it. Adam's in the pick up chicks market. He's the same thing. Like, you have a video how to pick up chicks. People don't want to share that because then it's like, okay, like, I'm desperate, I gotta learn how to pick up chicks. So you have to look at it from a different angle. And so what Adam did is he made a video that was really cool. It was a video, he has how old was his son? 3 years old, 4 years old? 3-year-old son, who went, and so he taught his son like 3 or 4 pickup lines, and took him and had him go pick up 3 or 4 girls and videotape the whole thing and posted it online. And it was like 3-year-old pickup artist. And the video ended up getting like 20 million views on Facebook, hundreds of thousands in other places, and it grew because it was a different angle, because people want to share that, right? So if I was to make videos, and maybe I will be soon, showing kids making funnels or puppy dogs, or I don't know, something different, but it's something that's shareable, that doesn't take away from themselves if they share it, right? If like somebody shares a funny Squatty Potty pooping commercial, like, and I'm not saying you need to have a budget and have a puppet and stuff like that, but it's something that people will share. It doesn't like necessarily reflect on them. So something interesting, funny, exciting, that's shareable. That's what I'd be looking to try to create. So I don't know the answer to that, but that's what you gotta start thinking through, exactly how would I do that? What would it be? It's something that'd be interesting people to share. They're not necessarily saying like, oh, I have this problem, you guys should also look into it too, because you're right, that's uncomfortable for people to share. But if you can figure out a way to create videos and content that are interesting or intriguing that people want to share, and it's not so much telling on them that they're doing it, right? So that's what you got to start thinking through. So every business is going to be different, but hopefully that works for yours. Is that good? Can I drop the mic? All right, we're dropping the mic. We forgot our purple mattress today, so today's ClickFunnels blankets. So there you go. All right, that's question number 1. Question number 2, who do we got next? Question number 2, we got Jerem Atkinson.
Hey Russell, Jerem Atkinson here. Hey, I just want to thank you so much for all the awesome content that you put out there in social media and in ClickFunnels. Thank you so much for all that you do. A quick question that I had for you is, when you are doing a funnel hackathon, how do you get in state? How do you get in zone for that hackathon? Is it a nap beforehand so that you're ready to go for hours through the night? Caffeine, like what's your drink of choice? Like, what are all the things that you do to get in the zone and in state for a really successful hackathon? Thanks so much, Russell, and I hope you'll show my question. Thanks.
All right, Jerem, thank you, man. Okay, so his question was, how do you get into state to do a hackathon? Because hackathons typically are like, at least for us, it's like all-night binges of building funnels, which is really fun. So how do you get in state? I did a podcast on this back when it was Marketing Your Car. But if you go to Marketing Secrets and like scroll back through, and there's an episode called NZT Time. If you listen to that episode, it talks about this a little bit. But so NZT, if you guys have ever watched the movie Limitless, one of the best movies of all time. So first off, watch that. Then after that, then go and watch the TV series. They only had 1 season, and I think it got canceled.
Netflix.
Is it on Netflix? Mm-hmm. The first season? Mm-hmm. Okay. The season Limitless, which is like my favorite show ever, and like I personally want to fund it just to make season 2 because it was so good. But in the TV series, so they basically, there's a guy who gets NZT, he takes a pill, and you become the smartest man on earth for like 8 hours. And so what happens is like the government gave him how much NZT he was allowed to have, so they needed his brain, but they didn't want to become a junkie and like destroy his life on it, right? So what happened is he would come in, and he'd be like the dumbest guy in the world, and then they'd give him this pill, and for 8 hours he was amazing. So like he had this NZT time where he was like amazing. So he like waited, got everything ready, and then took the pill, so he had all the time just prep for that, right? So for me, it's kind of the same kind of thing for doing a hackathon, or if I just need to get focused to get a project done or whatever it is, I think about NZT time. So I come in and I don't necessarily take a nap ahead of time, but I do know like I need to like physically change my state to be able to do that. So that might be music, right? So music changes state. So for me, my song is Seven Nations Army, and I crank it up. You can ask these guys how often we listen to that song here.
Every day.
So we crank up Seven Nations Army, which gets me into state, because the blood pumping. Players will jump around, we'll like whatever, we get excited. Steven will scream at the top of his lungs like, woo! Just like that, which gets me excited. And then if you do, you know, I never drank caffeine until like 2.5 years ago, and now I kind of like it. So like right now I'm drinking Rhino Rush, which is really good. I like Keto OS, the caffeine kind, like, but something because like it gives you good physical response. Like, I'm trying to like change my state so I can like focus, because if you just come in and you work and you do stuff, it's not the same, right? So I want an NZT time, so I'm trying to like focus. If you want to, it doesn't have to be caffeine. You could just drink water, you could drink Kool-Aid, or you could, whatever it is for you, like something just to like alter your state so you know you're in a different environment, right? Like if you're always in the same environment, you're gonna get the same results. Like there's reasons why, like when I want to sell somebody something, I try to pull them to different environments. I take them to an event, or I get them on a webinar or a phone call, or it's like we're shifting environments, because like a state control, right? Like, it's all about state control, how you control yourself. And so like for me, it's like, if I want to get in a zone right now, I got to pull 8, 10, 12, 24, 36, 48 hours without sleeping. I got to shift my state to be able to attack that and dominate it. And so that is kind of what we do. So did I miss anything? It's kind of it. It's exciting. So go back to marketingsecrets.com, subscribe on iTunes, and then scroll back to the episode. It's called NZT Time, and listen to that one. And I kind of break through in a lot more detail exactly what I do and why I do it. And it's really fun. So there you go, you guys. There you go, Jeremy. We're going to drop the mic.
Yeah.
Woo! All right. Question number 3. Who we got?
We got Marcos.
All right, Marcos, you are up.
What's up, Russell? Listen, I've seen your Stomper Net video. I've read your books. I have ClickFunnels. So I wanted to ask you, because with all your success that you've had, what do you do mindset-wise to prepare yourself, condition yourself to have success? Just because, recently I've been having a little difficulty getting clients from my digital agency to run, like ads for them and whatnot. And I wanted to ask, just because you reached this high level of success, I would like to know what you do. For me right now, I'm using affirmations, incantations, a lot of Tony Robbins, a lot of Jim Rohn. So I would love to know what it is that you do. If you could help me very much, thank you very much.
All right. Okay, Marcos, so good question. So this is like personal development day today. All right.
He's watching right now.
Oh, he's watching. Cool, man. Okay, so the question is, how do you get ourselves, how do we rephrase on there, make sure I have it right? How do you get ourselves...
How do you condition yourself to have a success mindset?
How do you condition yourself to have a success mindset? Cool. So I know Tony Robbins is big at incantations. I've never, even when he taught me that, I was like, okay, and I've never actually done that, at least not consistently. So for me, it's not so much that, for me... I think the biggest thing for me is just like I believe so much in what I'm doing that like I just get so excited. Like I wake up in the mornings, and first off, like this guy voxes me every morning, and you want to hear what the voxer sounds like? Let's do it. Yeah, baby, it's Monday. Woo! Let's build some photos. How do you not get in a state after that? So find a friend and tell them to message you every single day and scream at you and just be like, it's Monday, baby, it's Tuesday, because that like gets you excited. And then like for me when I'm driving here to the office, like I'm thinking like, okay, like thinking about the people that we're serving, and like for me that's what fires me the most, is just like knowing what we're doing, right? Like, and so for you to look at like you're doing Facebook ads for clients, and if you're not having success, my guess, I may be wrong, because I've been through this depression, and like maybe not even depression, you may not call it that, but like I've been through the ups and downs of motivation, and like for me, like the times that my motivation was down, it was 100% tied to like the fact that I wasn't in love with the clients I was serving. If you've read the .com Secrets book intro, we talk about the secret formula, which is like chapter number 1, right? I think maybe 2. Hold on. The secret formula. There it is. Secret number 1 on page 13. There we go. So the first thing I talk about is how like when like we'd built a company, 100 employees, and I woke up one day and I was sitting in bed laying there and I was like, I hate this. I hate everything about it. I wish that I had a boss so that he could fire me for not showing up today, but I'm the boss. I have to go. Crap. And I was miserable because I'd picked the wrong client. And I was in this funk for like 3 or 4 years of like, it was hard to wake up every single morning. And if you went to Funnel Hacking Live, you heard me talk about my failure stories. Like we were on the brink of bankruptcy and all these things. I wanted to like walk away and I couldn't because of a lot of reasons that I couldn't. But like it wasn't until we shifted who we were serving that like things shifted for me. So my guess is like if you're doing Facebook ads for clients, I bet you hate your clients. Like you're probably not willing to say that, but I bet you aren't. I bet you're not fired up by like the fact that like, yes, I get to work with so-and-so today. And if you're not, like what I would do is I would fire your clients. Like I'd be like, look, or maybe you can't fire them yet because they're feeding you. So I'd be like, okay, who is my dream client? Like who would I be so fired up in the morning, know that I get to serve that person that you would just be like, you wake up like screaming, because like I get to help that person today. And like, we are literally changing the world. And when you shift it to that, at least for me, that when I wake up in the morning, like I know that I get to serve entrepreneurs who are passionate, who are excited, who are trying to change the world. There's a reason why I wrote the book Expert Secrets. Like, why do you think I wrote this book? There's a lot of reasons, but one of them is because I know the people that read that book are people I actually want to hang out with. They're people who are trying to change the world. Like that's like the definition of that person. So I wrote a book to attract my dream clients in because that's who I want to serve, right? Who I want to work with. So for you, it's like if you're not happy with your clients, like think what clients would you be happy with and then create the bait or the landing page or the opt-in or the content or whatever to go and grab those people and bring them to you. Because if you're excited about your clients, everything else will fall into place. And all the incantations, everything else like that are great. Like don't stop doing those, but it's kind of like when you have something that's pulling you, it's way easier than having something that you're trying to push yourself, right? Because a lot of things you can do to push yourself, but man, if you get something that gives you so much passion and excitement, it pulls you, then it's just like you're running. So that's what I'd say is my guess. And I don't know you yet personally, but change your dream client and it'll change everything else for you. So anyway, hope it helps, man. All right, that good? Yeah. All right, we're dropping the mic. Woo! All right, who's up next?
Joe.
Oh, Joe's up. I love Joe. All right.
Someone said they want the blanket.
Someone wants the blanket.
Joe Giletti here. Here's my question for you. I run a real estate agency and have a bunch of clients and have the same problem happening again and again. Leads come in, people enter name, email, phone number, and they don't respond. Or when the agent calls them, which probably isn't always the greatest job on their part, but when the agent calls them, you know, they get like, oh, I'm just kind of looking around, like because they don't want to talk to a salesperson, right? So do you have any ideas besides email and retargeting and stuff like that? We're already doing all the normal follow-up stuff. Any ideas on how to like warm those leads up so they'll either answer the phone or have the conversation? Appreciate your help. Thanks.
Hey, Russell.
All right. Okay, Joe, first off, you're awesome. Okay, great question, and I'm going to totally steal this one from Alex Hermosi, who happens to be Inner Circle of the Month this year, once again, or this month. He is amazing. So if you don't know Alex yet, you should. Everyone should just, even though he's teaching gyms how to launch, it's still worth like buying all the stuff. So anyway, so what Alex says with the gym owners, and it's brilliant, and like he's tested a bajillion things, but what was the best way for them, I mean, he literally comes into a gym and in like a week and a half will give them 300 customers like that. And he's done it over, and he's at 100% success rate, done it like 40 times in the last 3 months, like 100% success rate, no failing at all. And what's interesting, what he does, number one thing is when the lead comes in, you have like this window, and people think the window's like a day or like a few hours, and it's not. The window's like 3 to 5 minutes. And what he does as soon as the lead comes in, the second you get it, he makes a video on his cell phone like, hey, what's up, Julie? You just submitted, you just got your application for our weight loss challenge. I'm so excited to have you come in. Here I'm at the gym, you're gonna love it. Anyway, I want to shoot you a message real quick and say hi, and I'm gonna call you here in a little bit, just really excited to talk to you. And then text the video off the phone to the person. Person then gets a personalized video text, and they're like freaked out, like I don't know what to do. No one's ever done this. I filled this form like 3 minutes ago, and they just texted me a video about how excited they are. And then when you call them, they're like, hey, yeah, so you're that dude that just video texted me. Like just imagine what that would do as a client. So, and he has all his gym owners do that. Every single one is just instantly, the second the app comes in, record a video, send it out as fast as you can, personalize a video with their name, they're talking about them. The second thing is just like when you get them on the phone, this is the problem with most salespeople, right? Same thing like I talk about, like if you walk into GNC, the first thing they come up, hey, can I help you with anything? And you're like, duh, and it's awkward and weird, right? Most salespeople do the same thing. You pick up the phone, the first thing is like, hey, so, and then going into a sales pitch, it's like, it depends how much time, how many leads you have, but if it was me, if I just text them the video, then my next thing I'd be doing is I'd be jumping on Facebook or LinkedIn and looking really quick to figure out who they are. Then I call them up, be like, hey, really quick, I hope you got my video. Awesome. Okay, I don't want to take a ton of your time because I know you're busy, but I just doing some research before I called you. I saw on Facebook you got 3 kids and 2 of them play soccer. I love soccer. Oh, this is so cool. And the person's like, oh yeah, my kids do play soccer. That's kind of creepy, or that's kind of cool, whatever, right? But now it's like you open a door and that's like, cool, and I got your application and then now it's just sliding right in, right? same if I walked into GNC the first time and the person was like, hey, Russell, hey, that's a cool shirt you have on. Do you belong to a cult? I'm like, no, I own a cult. And he's like, what? That's awesome. And then be like, so as a cult leader, like what kind of supplements would you like? And I'm like, oh, well, my favorite supplement is I'm looking for protein. And then like the conversation goes really, really easy. Because initially we always have our dukes up, right? When we want to be sold, so like we're blocking it. So we have to like penetrate through that as quick as humanly possible. And the fastest ways, a video text message like totally is a pattern interrupt. And number two is coming to the call armed with some information so that like you have something to talk about to break their pattern, because nobody does that. Everyone goes the other way. So that's kind of it. Does that help?
Amazing.
All right, there you go. Here we go, Joe.
Oh yeah.
And that one is dedicated to Alex, because Alex Ramosi, because he's the one with that strategy I stole from. Thank you, Alex. All right, who's up next? We got Matt's up next. All right, Matt, the Matt grade.
Hey Russell, Matt Crane here. Got a question for you, but first, I love the book Expert Secrets. Everybody should have a copy. Go get it. Anyway,
Thank you.
Sorry, back to my question. What's the #1 mistake that you and your team find with those using ClickFunnels, and how can you help them from making that mistake ever again? Drop the mic.
Awesome, man. I love it. All right. So I would say there's a lot of mistakes people make. And we actually have a new Funnel Hacker cookbook coming out soon to a funnel near you to help make this process even easier. But that's besides the point for today. And I feel like part of it's my fault. So when we first came out with ClickFunnels, we talked about funnels. We wrote this book called .com Secrets talking about funnels, and like everyone got good at like funnel structure, and everyone became funnel consultants, and like they would structure funnels like, hey, page 1 should be this, page 2, and they like structurally build the right funnel, and then they plug in the person's products, and then they launch it, and then it doesn't make any money. I had someone message me today, and they're like, hey, so if you just let me know like what products in China I need to buy, I'll plug them into the funnel so I can make some money, and then I'll invest in your coaching. And I was like, oh dear me. Okay, so the biggest problem people make is it's not the funnel. Like the funnel is important, right? But that's like saying, I don't know what it's like saying. It's like saying you have a retail store and there's a bunch of really cool banners strategically located that get somebody to come in, go to the products you want, and come to the front desk. Like that's cool, but there's not like the message, like that's the key. Like you have to understand the market. So like if you want to be successful in this business or any business, like you have to do your homework. You have to understand really, 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 really well who your customer is, what they want, what their desires are, what keeps them up at night, what are their fears, and then you have to understand how to communicate to those people. That's why I wrote book #2, which you just talked about, Expert Secrets, because that's talking about like communication and presenting and things like that, and how to like structure your ideas in the right way, and how to make an offer versus just selling a product, and how to tell stories and all those kind of things. I tell people all the time that like .com Secrets is like the science of how to build a funnel, and then Expert Secrets is the art. A lot of people struggle in this business because they're either really good at the science or they're really good at the art, okay? And the reality is you have to have both. It's not just, if it's just science, then anybody could plug in any product, any funnel, and make money. If it was just art, then anyone who's creative could make money. And it's not, there's the two pieces, the art and the science. And so I think the mistake people make is they're either really artsy or they're really scientific, and they do one or the other and they fail because of that. It takes both. And so what I would say is if you're like a nerdy, like science person, like partner with somebody who's the expert who can be like, who can do the art. If you're really artsy fartsy, find a funnel consultant to do the funnel part. And like, it's understanding the art and the science that weave together is what makes this business work, and what makes funnels work, and what makes products sell. And so that's like a left brain, right brain thing. And so a lot of times it's hard to do both. Some people got it, but if you don't have it, just realize like my right brain and my left brain. I had one of my first mentors, Alex Mendoza, and he told me, he said that in every business, there's two types of people. There's starters and there's finishers. You got to figure out who you are and then find the other person. And I would say the same thing is true with this. Like you're either going to be really creative or you're going to be really analytical, and so surround yourself with the other ones. Okay, a really good example of that. I'm a creative. I like creating stuff. Guess what stresses me out and scares me more than anything on planet Earth? This thing called Excel. I hate it. It's super bad. I hate numbers and metrics and But see this guy right here? His name's John.
What's up?
John, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you love Excel?
It's like 11. I go to sleep with it at night. Wait, that was awkward.
Really awkward. And you're done. So John loves Excel and numbers and metrics. So John, guess what he does for us? He runs all of our metrics and our numbers and like ads and like all that kind of stuff. Like I can't do that. Like if I log into Facebook, people think like, Russell, you're really good at running Facebook ads. I'm like, do you honestly think I've ever logged into the ad platform? And the answer is yes. One time I clicked the button and it popped up and there are all these numbers and I was like, oh, and I closed it. And I'm grateful for John to do that for me because I'm like the creative, not the numbers. And so figuring that out and understanding who you are and being okay with that, and then don't go try to like, okay, I'm going to learn Excel because like that doesn't work. Like this Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Double down on your strengths, triple down on your strengths, and find people who complement for the other pieces. And that is what I would say. Is that good?
Yeah, drop it.
All right, drop it.
Woo, woo.
Whew. All right, we survived it. All right, what do we got next? Who's up next?
Okay, we've got
Social Penguin, is that his name?
Social Smart Penguin.
Social Smart Penguin, all right. I recognize this guy.
Hey Russell, just a quick question. I'm setting up a auto webinar for a client. Typically for the live webinar on the confirmation page, I have a call to action video that prompts them to go into a free trial for a different product. Just wondering whether I keep that on the confirmation page or whether I stick with a video of they're not missing the webinar, it's the default ClickFunnels webinar video. Or can I keep both videos, or should I just have the one call for action? Love your thoughts on it, thanks.
All right. All right, Social Penguin, thank you for the question, and here is my answer. So, we actually learned something interesting. So first off, I want to preface this because I don't want someone saying like, well, Russell said this, and then you go and do that, and you just mess up the whole thing. So, rule number one when you're doing webinars is you need to do the webinar live over and over and over and over again until you master your message. Okay, I did the Funnel Hacks webinar over 70 times live before we automated. Okay, so do it live over and over and over and over and over and over again. After you have it live, and then you want to go automated. In fact, I tell all of our Inner Circle members, after you made $1 million with it, then you have my permission to make it automated. So there you go. Now you're making it automated. A couple cool things that we've learned in the last like 2 weeks, which are insane, which we'll be updating some ClickFunnels based on it. So we used to do top of the hour webinars, right? So it's like at the top of the hour, the auto webinar would start. Actually, excuse me, step back. We used to do like pick a date and time, like tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday, and they pick a time and whatever. So we did that first, and then we added in like watch yesterday's replay now, and then we found like 60% of the sales came people that chose that option. So they're like, all right, let's do something faster. So we did top of the hour webinar. So the top of the hour when it hit noon or 1 o'clock, whatever, then it would start. So what that meant is if someone registered in the first like 45 minutes, they had to wait 45 minutes for the webinar. And so because of that, we put a webinar, told people to go get a trial. But people came in like 3 to 5 minutes before, like it got them all confused because they're trying to get a trial and then the webinar's starting and then it's just like, it just messes up everything, right? So, but then we tested something else. So instead of doing the top of the hour, we shifted to the top of every 15 minutes. I don't have the numbers in front of me. Do you want to brag, Stephen, about ish?
It's pretty amazing. It's funny because top of the 15 minutes did great, and then we got even more ambitious, and we made it top of every 10 minutes. And pretty much from even just 15 minutes to 10 minutes, it was like a 2x increase in just show up rate alone, just showing up, and the sales in the back also going way up. And I think it's because most of the time on the webinars, right, if you got like 25% of the people who actually show up after they register, you're just seriously decreasing that by saying like, look, don't worry, it's starting in just a few minutes.
Yes.
But huge.
All right, so registrations went up, show up rate showed up, and everything, all ships rose with the tide. So what I would recommend is on an auto webinar is do either 15 minutes, every 10 minutes, whatever that is. And the way we're doing ours now, in fact, we are launching 4 of them today. We're in the process of getting one, because I can't just do one, right? So 4 of our auto webinars we're updating and getting launched live today. But basically, it's every 10 minutes it starts. And then after they register, then there's a video there that's like literally 10 minutes. And then it's basically me pre-framing the next thing like, this is going to be amazing. This is why it's going to be amazing. And just pre-frame, get them excited. Because if you read Cialdini's book recently called Persuasion, if you haven't read it, you should go read it because it's a really good book. It's about the pre-frame, right? What the frame they go through before they get there. So there's a video there, and the whole goal in that is to get them to register, or get them, they're already registered, get them excited, get them to show up, and pre-sell them to purchase the thing on the next page. So that's kind of the winner chicken dinner. So live webinars, still put a thank you page where someone can go get a trial or SLO or whatever you want to do. SLO stands for self-liquidating offer. That way you can make up your ad cost. But if you're in an auto webinar zone and you're trying to get them started, just go straight to the webinar. Don't derail them. The way we have ours actually is our SLO actually comes 48, like 50 hours later. It's like a day and a half later where it's like, oh, by the way, you watched the webinar. Here's this really cool thing. So we delayed it there. That's how we done it. So Hope that helped. Is that good, you guys? Woo. All right, we'll drop the mic. Okay. All right, up next. Oh, he's a familiar face. Okay, up next is Mark. What's up, Mark?
Russell, Mark Lumiere from the Inner Circle. Here's my question. I'm one of your hyper buyers. I'm probably in the top 10. I think I bought everything you've had.
Thank you.
And everything you recommended. I have List Grow from Dillard and E5 Camp from Todd Brown. And I just signed up for Software Secrets, and I'm doing the Expert Secrets Master Class. So my question is, when you are a hyper buyer and you buy everything like you've done in the past, how do you get focused enough to accomplish anything when you're trying to do multiple things at multiple times? I know I probably have to focus and just do one thing, but you do many different things. So I just would like you to try to answer that question, and maybe that'll give me some guidance. Thanks.
All right, Mark. I think you know the answer to my question, or to your question, but I'm gonna answer it anyway for everybody else. In fact, we had the board from last time, the 7 to 8. Okay. All right, so first off, thank you, Mark, for being a hyper buyer. I appreciate that. But what's more important than being a hyper buyer is being a hyper implementer. So the reason why I'm able to do a lot of stuff is because I implement and launch before I move on to the next thing. So I implement faster than probably any human being on planet Earth. There's a couple people in the Inner Circle that are pretty quick too. But that's the thing. So like buying everything and then learning everything doesn't do anything, right? So I'm gonna walk you through this. Is we talked about this in the last Inner Circle meeting, which I don't think you were at. So this is good for everyone and for you especially. So basically, you look through like, here's the progression of companies, right? From 0 to a million, million to 10, 10 to 100, okay? So 0 to a million, the first thing you're trying to figure out is this, is the what and the how. What are you selling and how are you selling it, okay? And you know you figured that out because as soon as you figure that out, going from 0 to $1 million is really, really simple. But prior to that, sometimes it takes people a month, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, like there's a bunch of stuff. But as soon as you figure out like, what is it that I'm selling and what's the sales mechanism, so the what and how, what am I selling that people actually want, not what I want to create and sell, but like what do people actually want? So what's the what, and then how am I actually selling? What's the process? What's the funnel? What's the way, the mechanism I'm going to use to sell it? When you figure that out, as soon as you figure out exactly what people want and how they want to get it, then it blows up, right? And you get to $1 million fast. If you're at Expert Secrets, that's what this is all about. During phase number 1, you're figuring out who you are as the leader, figuring out your cause, you're figuring out your new opportunity, you're creating your opportunity. Oh, these both say stack. Well, one should be switch, one should be stack. After you switch and you stack. So this is Expert Secrets. Go back and read this book, and that's helping you figure out the what and the how. You figure that out, then it jumps over here and jumps over here, right? So next phase, I'm not gonna go deep in this, but this phase we focus on acquisition, ascension, monetization funnels. And then phase number 3, we talk about scaling traffic, okay? All right, so for you, you gotta realize like, where am I in this business right now? Like, and so, okay, and this comes back to being a hyper buyer. Like I sell a lot of stuff because I have people that are all different phases of this. Doesn't mean you should buy, well, you should, but for most people you shouldn't. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to buy everything, but you have to look like, where am I in my business? Some things Russell creates are for people here to get them to figure out the what and the how and how to sell, right? So we have programs, products, books, things that are all focused on this. Okay? And so if that's the phase you're in your business, trying to figure out the what and the how, like trying to get something that makes it $1 million quick, like buy products and services that help facilitate that and then implement them like crazy. Don't start focusing on like these things and these things because you haven't figured that piece out first, right? And then so for me, like when I make an investment decision, I'm looking at, okay, where am I in my business? Does this thing that's coming across my desk, is this the next logical step for me to take? If it is, then I jump in. If it's not, then I say, okay, this is not for me right now. Maybe in the future this makes a lot of sense, but not today. Today, this is the phase that I'm in my business, okay? And so it's looking at things like that. And then again, a big piece of it is like understanding that and then becoming not a hyper buyer, but a hyper implementer. So you get the thing, just stop and then implement it. And don't do anything else like blinders on until that thing's implemented and launched. And when it's launched, it's like, cool. So if you, Mark, what I would say, based on all the stuff you just bought, the only thing I would be doing if I was you is Expert Secrets Masterclass. The other thing I would do, I go back to a year and a half ago when you were in Boise and I did your webinar live. I would watch that recording, that video, and I would just copy that because I already gave you your webinar. I already did it for you, and then it's all you need. Like I would just do nothing except for that and just focus on that one thing. And then launch the webinar, get it working. Then after that works, then guess what? E5 is a great product. E5 fits in this phase of the thing right here. Software Secrets fits probably in this phase, maybe in this phase, but probably more so in this phase for you, for what you're actually doing. And so look at those things and put them in chronological order, what makes sense. Don't try to like brain dump and learn everything because then you just get a headache and you get overwhelmed, all that kind of stuff. Figure out where you are and is this thing can help you get the next step in your journey. If it is, jump in. If not, blinders, put it away. Don't worry about it right now. So Is that good?
Yeah, that was way good.
All right, there you go. Mark, if I have to get you, I'm going to kick you if you're doing two things when you show up next Inner Circle meeting. You're allowed to do one. And I should be launching that webinar that I already did for you a year and a half ago. So there you go. Love you, Mark. All right, dropping the mic.
Whoa!
Woo! All right. All right, up next we've got, who's this? Official Trent Evans? Trenton Evans?
It's Trenton, yeah.
All right. So we see what Trenton's got.
Hey Russell, Trent Evans here. My question is about running my branding agency while giving back to nonprofits. I know you're very passionate, as am I, about my church and my relationship with the Lord, and I give back to causes associated with that. So my question is, how do you balance that in your own life and in your business, being able to give back to those causes while at the same time being able to efficiently run your business and, in my situation, my practice? What kind of pitfalls would you recommend looking out for? Any suggestions on how to manage it best? That type of thing. Thanks.
Cool. Awesome, Trenton. Awesome question. So, a couple things, because you're right. A lot of times people get into business and they hear stories like the Tom shoe dude who like gives a pair of shoes for everyone they make, and they're romantic about that, which is cool. But then on top of that, it's not just like the romance, how cool it is. Like they think like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing, it's gonna be a marketing hook, and we're gonna get people to buy and all that kind of stuff. And like, I don't know about you, but that just feels dirty to me. Like, so yeah, not saying that Tom's is, but a lot of people I do that, like, they're like, hey, and by the way, I'm gonna give money to charity. That way it's gonna go viral. Like, that's kind of dirty. Like, so a couple of things. First off, what I say is the most important way to serve through money, like things like that, is I believe in what we call a tithe, right? A tithe is 10%, right? So it's like 10% of anything that I make, not like gross, because I don't even make 10% of the gross of the company, right? But like at the end of the day, I take home money and then 10% and I tithe that, and that's secret. Like I don't share that. People know what I'm doing with it. Like it's given to things, and I'm a big believer, like if you talk about like a cause that you're giving to, like that's your reward, right? Like I'm a big believer in that. So 10% of what I make disappears and it goes to what I believe, and I never talk about that. It's just gone, and that's a big thing. Number two, I talk about like a tithe on your personal time. Like I try to put in 10th of my time into personal projects, not so much money, but like my time into things where I'm helping serve causes that I believe in. Because money is one thing, but time is different, right? So that's another thing. Number three, if you do decide to do something part of your company, like for example, World Teacher Aid, right? At all the Fun Hiking Live events, we raise money for World Teacher Aid. I'm going to be going to Kenya for my third time in October with, I think 9 or 10 of our funnel hackers, which is really, really exciting. And so we figured out a way to tie that into the business where every time someone builds a funnel that goes live, we give $1 to World Teacher Aid, and then our events raise money. So I think we've raised, I don't know, $500,000 or so for World Teacher Aid, build a bunch of schools. And I talk about that, but I also realize that like, because I'm talking about it, like that's my blessing. Like I don't think the Lord's gonna give you any more blessings for that because I'm talking about it. So I know that. So that's just kind of my personal beliefs on the topic. But I'm also not really like, and I'm not against using it from a marketing angle, but it's also like, it's not like I don't know, I don't feel comfortable or clean like using that as a marketing angle, but it's something we do, and we talk about it because it's a cool thing, and it inspires people, and it gets other people to want to give and want to serve, and it's an inspiration thing. So I think a lot of times like that's why tying something like that into your business is good, because it helps your company, your culture, like your people to go into something, but also don't do it at the risk of like of hurting your business. I was listening, it was a Shark Tank episode, man, probably last year. I can't remember who it was, but someone came and they pitched this thing where it was like a charity thing, and everyone's all excited. And I can't remember if it was Cuban. No, it was Lori Grenier. I think it was Lori. Anyway, I can't remember who it was. One of the sharks basically came back and said, look, in your business, you need to be as greedy as humanly possible so you can get all the money out, and then you can be as charitable as you want with the money you make. But like if you're tying it into the business, like businesses go under because they're taking money off the top to give to charities, things like that. And like business is business. Like if the owner's not paid, if the business doesn't work, the whole thing collapses. So you have to be greedy, selfish capitalist in your business, but then when you get the money out, then you can be charitable on that side. And I kind of believe in that. So anyway, I hope that kind of helps. That's my beliefs and my thoughts, and hope that kind of helps you out. Woo! All right, that good?
Yeah.
All right, let's drop the mic. Woo! Okay, I hope my phone battery doesn't die on this. All right, let's go into the next. What question number are we on?
This is 9.
All right, question number 9 coming from.
Hey Russell, Chris Green here. Got a question for you. When you're creating content, how do you decide when to create recorded content, and how do you decide when you want to use live content like on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube? Let me know, man. Thanks. Love and ClickFunnels.
All right, interesting question. So when do you do recorded content versus live content? And I don't know if I know the answer to that. The real reason is more so not like, okay, this, like my strategy, this is gonna be live, this is gonna be not live. My strategy is, first off, like I'm picking the channels I want to be in, right? Like I want to be active in Instagram, which is why we're doing this show. This is our show to serve people in Instagram. I have other ones in Facebook, other things, but a lot of it is like, completely honest. You guys okay? We're all completely honest here. Okay, it's kind of like taking a big load of crap and then you throw it against the wall, and then you look at it and you see what sticks on the wall and what falls off. And some stuff sticks and some stuff falls off. And the stuff that sticks, you grab more of that crap and you throw more of it on the wall, right? Like that's kind of it. So we do all sorts of stuff. So we do Facebook Lives, we do recorded videos, we do meme videos, we do this, we do that, and we're just throwing crap on the wall because I don't know what's gonna work. I don't know what Zuckerberg's gonna reward me for on Facebook versus Larry and Sergey over on YouTube. I don't know what they're gonna reward, so we just throw a bunch of crap out there and then you see what sticks, what works, what gets traction, what does and what doesn't. What does, you do more of that, what doesn't, we do less of that. And so that's kind of it. And sometimes a lot of things work, sometimes nothing works, and you don't know. In fact, that's why I tell everybody in my inner circle and Too Comical Coaching, like all of our stuff, right? Like expert secrets, like first thing you should do is doing a live, Facebook Live every single day. And the reason why is because you don't know what's gonna stick. Okay, when Anthony Clementi Biohacking Secrets launched, we used to do a Facebook Live every single day. And he did one day 1 and day 2 and day 3 and day 4, and like nobody cared, nobody listened. But after like, I think his 10th or 11th Facebook Live was the one that hit and got like 400,000 or 500,000 views, blew up his fan page. And they did the next one, bombed. The next one blew up, and you don't know. And so it's just like throwing a bunch of crap against the wall and see what sticks. And stuff that sticks, do more of that. I wish there was a more clean, pretty answer, but that's my answer. I hope that helps. All right, we're gonna drop the mic. Boom, boom. Woo, okay. My battery's down to 20%, so we're gonna go last question if this dies. All right, question number 10 is Natasha.
Hi Russell, my name is Natasha, and my question is, how do I target people on social media and make a funnel so that people can buy products from my store? I sell things from home decor to clothing items, and the difficulty comes in when purchasing through a funnel because I am using a white labeling service. What is the best way to go about doing this?
Great. Give me the hard ones. Just kidding. Okay. So Natasha's question was, she has a store selling a whole bunch of stuff, but she's doing it through a white label service. So someone else drop shipping, I'm guessing, is kind of the answer. So what I'd say the biggest problem with that kind of a business is like your margins are small, right? Because you're drop shipping somebody else, which is okay. In fact, I talk about this with a lot of people, like Flex Watches. When we worked with them on the Profit, we talked about this. We talked about it in other places. Like a lot of times e-commerce stores are awesome, but the problem with e-commerce stores is it's hard to profitably drive traffic into them, right? So I would look at, okay, what is, something that I can get that like my dream client, the person that's gonna buy all the rest of the stuff in my e-commerce store in the future, like what's something I can create that would get them excited and get them to raise their hand, okay? And I would create a separate funnel outside of this whole store. I would try to buy stuff from China or create info products or some kind of thing you can have that's a front-end funnel. I believe every e-commerce store should have a front-end funnel. In fact, Shopify, I'm not sure if yours is a Shopify store, but Shopify has an article on their site that says every single Shopify store should have front-end funnel. So you have a front-end funnel. With the goal of the front-end funnel is to be able to be profitable through paid ads. So you create a front-end funnel, and so for this, I don't know exactly what it'd be, yoga leggings. Maybe you find like a special kind of yoga leggings and you go buy them direct so you have profit margin in there. You create a funnel that just has that, right? And then you go and you sell that, and people buy that thing, and then what happens is they buy, they purchase, they become a customer, they join your list, and now you can say, hey, thanks for buying our sweet yoga leggings deal. By the way, this is part of our store. Click over here, and then send them to the store where they can go shop around and find all the other stuff, okay? It's just like if you look at the real world, put in quotation marks because the real world's becoming fake and the fake world's becoming real. But in the real world, you get a coupon in the newspaper that's like, hey, come to the grocery store. We got Fred Meyer here. What's the grocery? Is that okay? Fred Meyer or whatever. And you're gonna get hot dogs, 2 for the price of 1. You're like, hot dogs, I want to cook hot dogs for my kids tonight. So you go there because there's this front end funnel that brings you in. You go in the store and you're like, where are the hot dogs? Where are the hot dogs? And you're right, and you find the hot dogs, and then you look around and you're like, oh, there's buns, there's ketchup, there's mustard, there's barbecue sauce, there's all this other stuff. And you walk around and you find other things, and like like you walk in the store trying to get 2-for-1 hot dogs and you leave spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. Well, that's a real big party. Maybe 1,000.
Good hot dog party.
It's gonna be a big party. That's how it works. And the same thing works in the real world. Like I'm on Facebook strolling around and I want to see a super good funnel, offer, deal, whatever that is. They're gonna see it, they're gonna buy that thing, and now you've got them as a customer. Now you can introduce them to your actual store. But sending someone from an ad to a store, very few people can make that profitable. So don't try. Build a front end funnel, bring people in profitably, and then send them to your store on the back end. That's what I'd recommend. And I hope that helps. Is that good?
Oh, yeah.
All right, there we go. Boom. We've dropped the mic. Okay, so of our 10 questions, so as you guys know, the way we play this game is at the end, whoever's got the best question, we ship them out a drop mic. So, did you guys vote?
Yeah.
All right, so we have a vote. Who's got the answer? Is everyone in agreement? The winner of this is boom, Matt. Congratulations! Awesome. Woo! So Matt just won a drop mic. What's for Matt to get it? Does he DM me?
Yep.
I'm still learning DMs. There's an other tab I found about recently where there's like 1,000 messages I've never even seen. So if the past winners DM me and I didn't get it, I'm gonna see if we can find that. So DM me, man, and we will send you out your drop mic. Shoot me your address. We'll send it out. I'm also lost my voice. Also, if you enjoyed the show, every Thursday we're gonna try to do it at the same time, hopefully-ish. That's the game plan. And then also, if you want to see back episodes, go to dropthemicshow.com. We have all the back archives there. You can watch the entire episode, or we have broken down question by question into individual videos with the transcripts. You can find the questions to other questions that people have been asking, which is kind of cool. In fact, here it is right here. I'm gonna pause that real quick. And right here, you can see here's the different episodes in the past. If you click on this right here, it's got the full episode right here. If you scroll down, these are all the questions that were asked. So you can click on one of the questions, and then there's the actual video response plus the transcript. If you scroll down, the whole transcript of it as well. So that way, if you guys want to, if you have questions, maybe someone's already asked them. So go to dropthemicshow.com and you can hang out over there. That's where the party's happening. And that's all I got, you guys. So thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Appreciate you guys all. Tell everyone about the show. Make sure you show up next week. If you have questions for me, go and submit them now so you don't forget. And we'll go from there. Thanks, everybody, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Drop the mic. Want more marketing secrets? If so, then go get your copies of my 2 best-selling books. Book number 1 is called Expert Secrets, and you can get a free copy at expertsecrets.com. And book number 2 is called .com Secrets, and you can get your free copy at .comsecrets.com. Inside these 2 books, you'll find my top 35 secrets that we've used to become the fastest growing non-VC-backed SaaS startup company in the world.